There is a specific kind of betrayal that is more soul-crushing than any act of malice from an enemy. It is the betrayal that comes from your own mouth. Have you ever felt the electric jolt of a brilliant idea racing down your spine, a plan so perfect, so transformative, that it felt like it could reshape your entire destiny, and then, in a fever of excitement, you rush to tell someone about it? If the answer is yes, you are standing on the edge of a precipice. Because the moment those words leave your lips, you aren't just sharing a dream, you are handing a loaded weapon to the world and inviting them to find the gap in your armor. The story of a man named Mike is more than just a cautionary tale, it is a visceral wake-up call written in the blood of lost opportunities. Listen closely, because what follows might be the only thing that saves your future from being looted before it even begins. In the suffocating stillness of a small, forgotten town, Mike lived as a ghost. At 30 years old, he was a mere fixture of the scenery, blurred and utterly overlooked. He spent his days at the village market, hauling heavy crates under a sun that felt like a personal insult, all for a few measly coins that barely covered his existence. But behind those weary, salt-stained eyes lay a razor-sharp mind that refused to be a beast of burden forever. For 3 grueling months, while the rest of the town drowned their sorrows at the local tavern, Mike worked by the flicker of a dying oil lamp. He had identified a gap in the market, a service the village desperately needed but didn't even know how to ask for yet. He didn't just daydream, he engineered. He calculated every overhead, mapped out every logistics chain, and recorded it all in a battered notebook hidden beneath his floorboards. For the first time in his life, Mike felt a sense of lethal power. He was an architect building an empire in the dark. However, that excitement was a slow-acting poison, filling his lungs until he felt he would burst if he didn't let it out. The first mistake almost always bears the name of family. Seeking validation, Mike sought out his older brother one evening, believing that blood was a fortress where secrets were sacred. He laid out the soul of his plan. The suppliers, the untapped client base, the exact timing of the launch, hoping to hear words of pride. His brother stared at the notes for a long time with a strange, cold light flickering in his eyes, then clapped Mike on the shoulder with a smile that didn't reach his ears, suggesting they do it together, but Mike's thirst for recognition wasn't quenched. He ran to his closest friend, Alex, who shouted with wide eyes that the idea was gold, urging Mike to talk to his cousin, a man from the city with a bank account full of cash. Driven by a desperate need to be somebody, Mike walked straight into the wolf's den, bearing the veins of gold within his idea to a complete stranger. He even consulted the village elder, hoping for a blessing. In just 14 days, Mike's secret had ceased to be his own. It had become a free commodity, traded like common gossip. 3 weeks later, Mike walked toward the market with a stride full of confidence, believing he was walking toward the first day of his new life, but that confidence vanished the moment he rounded the corner. In the prime spot of the marketplace, the exact location Mike had scouted, stood his brother. Beside him was a brand new stall, professionally branded and fully stocked, running the exact service Mike had perfected. His brother saw him and didn't flinch. There was no shame, only the cold triumph of a predator. He waved Mike over with a smirk, casually mentioning that he decided to move fast since the idea was too good to let sit on a shelf. The air left Mike's lungs as if he'd been kicked by a mule. He sprinted to the town square, hoping to at least claim the territory there, but he was too late. Alex's cousin had already signed a lease on the corner building, and the investor the elder had mentioned had chosen the city guy over an proven laborer like Mike. While Mike had been busy talking, they had been busy doing. The realization hit him with the force of a tidal wave. He had traded his crown for a few minutes of feeling important in a conversation that he learned the brutal law of the world that day, that an idea has zero value if it hasn't become a result. He realized that when you tell someone about a life-changing opportunity, their first instinct isn't to clap, it's to ask why that opportunity isn't theirs. He understood that noise kills momentum, and that by announcing his goals, he had tricked his brain into a false sense of achievement, tripling the hunger he needed to actually fight. The world doesn't run on fairness or loyalty. It runs on speed and security. Those who are truly powerful operate in the shadows, launching when they are ready, not when they want attention. By the time the world realizes what they're doing, it's already too late to stop them. Years passed, and Mike went back to hauling crates, but the fire in his eyes had turned into ice. He started a new plan, but this time, the world heard nothing that he didn't tell his brother. He didn't grab a beer with Alex, and he didn't visit the town square to chat. That he became a ghost again, but a ghost with a mission. He disappeared every night into a workshop he had built behind his house, surrounded by a fence so high no neighbor could peer over it. He gathered materials in silence, signed contracts in secret, and built his foundation in the dead of night. While the rest of the village was gossiping about trivialities, a massive operation was being constructed in total, deafening stillness. One Monday morning, a business of a scale the village had never seen opened its doors at the main entrance of the town. It was Mike's. No one could react in time. No one could copy him. And no one could sabotage the suppliers because the foundation was already set in stone. By the time they realized what Mike had done, he was already standing on a peak they couldn't even see from the bottom. He had finally won. Not because his idea was better, but because he had finally learned to respect the power of the shadow. He had learned that your secret is your lifeblood, and the moment you bleed it out to the world, you lose the strength to finish the race. So, if you are cradling a vision that could change your life, shut your mouth. Stop seeking validation from people who haven't accomplished half of what you intend to. Stop looking for advice from spectators who are just waiting for a chance to get in the game. Guard your secret like you guard your life, because in this world, someone is always listening, waiting to take what you aren't strong enough to keep hidden. Your power is in the silence, your advantage is in the surprise. Let the world know who you are through what you have done, not what you intend to do. Build your empire in the dark, and let your success be the only noise you ever allow the world to hear.